All right, everyone, this is 7.1 extra practice number 2. Each of these questions are going to be the same approach to each of them. You're going to set up a proportion. You're going to solve each problem for the unknown, which we're going to call x. You need to show all work, okay, and label your answers. The ratio of boys to girls is 3 to 2, so 3 boys for every 2 girls. Okay, if there are 12 boys, how many girls are there? We'll call that x. Do your cross multiplication. 3 times x is 3x. 2 times 12 is 24. Divide both sides by 3, and x is equal to 8. Number 2 says it takes one super giant pizza to feed 3 people. So one pizza feeds 3 people. If you invite 36 people over, how many pizzas will you need? Okay, again, you cross multiply. 3 times x is 3x. 1 times 36 is 36. Divide by 3 on both sides, and x equals 12. Okay, last part was they want you to label the answers, okay? Well, 8 girls, 12 pizzas. Okay, at a recent party, it cost $9.50 for refreshments for 10 guests. At this rate, how much would it cost to have refreshments for 80 guests? Well, 10 times x is 10x. 950 times 80. Okay, so we get 760. Divide both by 10, and x is equal to 76. And that's dollars. Okay. Mary has saved $17.50 in the past 3 weeks. At this rate, how much will she save in 15 weeks? Okay. You're going to cross multiply here. 3 times x is 3x. And then we need to multiply 1750 by 15. So if you type that into your calculator, 1750 times 15 is 262.5. Divide both sides by 3, and x equals 8750. Okay. As we move on, Mr. Johnson was paid $190 for a job that took 40 hours. At this rate, how much should he be paid for a job requiring 60 hours of work? 40 times x is 40x. 190 times 60 is 11,400. Divide both sides by 40, and x equals 285, and we are talking dollars. Number 6 says the park ranger stocks the children's fishing pond, keeping a ratio of 4 sunfish to 3 perch. If he puts 300 sunfish in the pond, how many perch should he put in the pond? 4 times x is 4x. 3 times 300 is 900. Divide both sides by 4, and x equals 900 divided by 4 is 225. If 2 pounds of meat will serve 5 people, how many pounds of meat are needed to serve 13 people? So we have x pounds for 13 people. 5 times x is 5x. 2 times 13 is 26. Divide 26 by 5. And x is equal to 5.2. And that's pounds. Jack was planting a tree. He has to dig a hole that was 3 feet deep for every 5 feet of tree height. So 3 deep for 5 feet in height. Okay. How deep should he dig the hole for a tree that is 17 feet high? So 5 times x is 5x. 17 times 3 is 51. Divide both sides by 5, and x equals 51 divided by 5 is 10.2 feet deep. Okay, this is the halfway mark because you have 16 questions. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the next 4 for you. So 9 through 12 I'll set up. And then 13 through 16 you're on your own. I want you to show me what you can do on your own. Okay, so 9. A certain shade of green paint is made from 5 parts yellow with 3 parts blue. If 2 cans of yellow are used, how many cans of blue should be used? Okay, so cross multiply from here and solve for x. If a 4-pound roast takes 150 minutes to cook, how long should a 5-pound roast take? Okay, cross multiply, and remember we're solving for blue here. We're solving for minutes for number 10. Number 11, if a jogger runs 2 miles and burns 185 calories, how many calories would he burn for jogging 3 miles? Okay, so solve for x, which will be in calories. Cross multiply. The ratio of the cost of a tennis racket to tennis balls is 18 to 1. So 18 for the racket and 1 for the balls. If a can of balls costs $5.35, what is the cost of the racket? Okay, so we are solving for the cost of the racket, which remember will be in dollars. Okay. All right, 13, 14, 15, and 16. You know what? I'll set these up for you too. Okay, so No reason that we can't cross multiply for all these. Curtis's school has 1,575 students. The student to teacher ratio is 15 to 1. So 15 students for every one teacher, which equals, if we have 1,575 students, how many teachers do we have? A recipe calls for 2.5 cups. Remember, you can use the number 2.5 instead to make 2 dozen cookies. So 2.5 cups makes 2 dozen cookies. How many cups of flour would be required to bake 15 dozen cookies? So we're trying to figure out how many cups make 15 dozen. A meteorologist reports that the ratio of snowfall in January to the total snowfall during the average winter is 2 to 5. So 2 to 5. And I'm going to put January, and I'm going to put the year. If 34 inches have fallen in January, find the predicted total snowfall for the entire year. Because of slumping sales, a company had to lay off some of its employees. The ratio of total employees to the ones who were laid off is 5 to 1. And that's going to equal, find the total number of employees if 22 were laid off. So we're looking for X on the total if 22 were laid off. Okay, so again, just remember, we should be cross multiplying. All right. Multiply your greens, multiply your yellows, and solve for X. Okay, this is nothing new. Refer to your videos from today, from yesterday, okay, because we've been performing the same routines. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to submit. Make sure you're solving for numbers 9 through 16. You're not just setting them up.